What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Make It Custom. Today, I'm gonna work on some of these hammers. During our move, everything got wet. There's some rust on my body hammers, as well as the surfaces are just super worn from use. I haven't cleaned my body hammers in quite a while. The transfer onto the metal from the hammerhead is not that great. Basically, this all started, Don, actually, he's a viewer on the channel. He asked what he could do to restore some old body hammers. And in fact, I bought at a swap meet, the holy grail of swap meet finds, if you're Carl Fisher, is to find vintage body hammers. I look at every swap meet I go to and pretty much never, ever find them. So I think I bought one at an old car swap meet that was a vintage nice body hammer. I don't know why I'm obsessed with like old tools like that. I don't know, you can just go buy new hammers right now and go buy quality hammers today. But vintage body hammers, they've been used by a guy for, you know, like somebody made their living with these things. I just think that's cool. Today, I'm going to go through some of my old hammers, these ones, and some of these vintage body hammers that I bought at this past swap meet. I'm gonna resurface them. They are not looking good. They're rusty. They were all sitting in a little toolbox, actually. I'll tell you the story, okay? I'm walking through, this is the Tappan, BC swap meet at the White Post Auto Museum. That's where the Rust Bros are and all that. So I'm walking around and I'm opening, you know, boxes, and I'm looking at stuff, and I see this little red toolbox, and it's kind of like half open, you know, and you can see handles in there, and I'm like, oh man, hammers, right? Sure enough, I pop it open and there's a bunch of vintage body hammers in there. And the guy said 40 bucks for the whole box. I couldn't believe it. I was, you know, there is some hammers in there I might have paid 40 bucks for just for the hammer. But anyway, something a little fun I'm gonna do for this video is I'm gonna give away one of these vintage body hammers. I've got two Proto 1427s. One of them's older than the other, but they are the same hammerhead. One's shorter, one's longer, one's got a green handle, one's got a red handle. I like them both, but basically I'm just gonna polish both of them up, and to a commenter on this video, I'm gonna give you one. I've seen somebody do it before where they've just chosen somebody from the comments with a random comment generator. I'll get the app, I'll make sure that we do all that, and we'll draw somebody for this vintage body hammer that I'm gonna be refinishing today. First things first, everything's gonna get all the rough dents out of them. There's deep scratches. Anything that's deep, I'm gonna hit with an 80 grit on a DA. This is what I'm gonna start with, is just a DA palm sander. This is just a cheap one, I'm pretty sure it's 60 bucks. It's got a bit of a soft pad on here. Something that you wanna make sure you do is not be too aggressive. You don't wanna use a grinder, you don't wanna use something to take out the scratches that might leave more scratches, you know? You don't wanna be aggressive with it. I'm saying, like, you can get like soft pads for an angle grinder, you know, with different grits, but if it's turning super fast that as soon as you touch it, it takes it away and then makes a flat spot, that is what you don't want to do. So like a DA with a soft pad is a dual action. It means it's kind of random, a random orbital type motion. You want that because all these things have different radiuses on them, and you don't want anything to get a flat spot. So we're gonna do 80 grit, and then we're gonna step it up, keep stepping it up till we get close, and then we're gonna polish them. When you polish a hammer, not that it's, you know, totally necessary. I don't feel like my skills are far enough to really care if my hammerhead's totally polished, if you know what I mean. But it is, you know, it's nice to have nice stuff. The polish will transfer. So the nicer the hammerhead, say you're working with aluminum, I don't do a lot of aluminum work, but aluminum is very impressionable, like just, I know steel does too, but aluminum even more so because it's soft. If you have a polished hammerhead and you're working aluminum, you will literally polish your aluminum because you're hitting it with something polished. It's the same idea for anvils on your English wheel, for, you know, dies in any tool that is working metal. Is the nicer the die, the nicer the anvil, the nicer the hammerhead, the nicer the surface impacting the other surface, the nicer the transfer is gonna be. I'm actually pretty excited because it's nice to get, you know, a fresh start on the hammers. So let's do it. Okay, quick note, as soon as I jumped in, I realized that some of my scratches are a little bit deeper than even 80 grit is worth taking out. So what I've got here is a I call them little cookie discs, but I'm pretty sure they're just like a Scotch-Brite pad on a 3-inch roll lock. I think these are 3M ones. I could probably dig up the part number. There's brown, which is coarse, there's red, which is medium, and I think gray is fine when you're looking at this type of disc. They're soft, and I like them for that. I'm just spinning it up on a 3-inch angle die grinder, and you just kind of gotta be even with it. You don't want to, stand on a spot just to get a little mark out. You want to just kind of always go over the whole thing. So you're going to see me use this tool as well as the 80 grit in the next little time lapse, because I'm going to go over, all these spots and clean up any garbage that's on them. Some of them are actually hit pretty good. There's some chips out of stuff, so I might even have to reshape some of these ends. You won't see me using like a sanding disc right on here. It'll always be something soft. But yeah, just thought I'd clear that up before we get into it. I am using the 3-inch angle die grinder to get some of the heavier stuff out. All right, so we got the 80 grit done. You gotta make sure that right at this stage, and you check every stage that we're stepping up with sandpaper, that you have the previous stage fully sanded out. If you don't get all the 80 grit scratches out in the next stage, they're not gonna come out in the next stage and further. I've done stuff like this where, and I'll probably do it to one of these tonight, I'm not perfect, where I get a little bit further ahead and I notice, oh no, there's like a couple of swirl marks from the 80 grit stage, and it kind of sucks, because if you really want to get those out, you got to go back and redo it. So yeah, they're coming out pretty nice. One of these is the giveaway hammer. So you got to comment on this video. I'm going to give one or the other away. They're both the same hammer, one's just got a longer handle. Give a comment, don't forget to like, click subscribe, hit notifications on this video. So next step is 180 on the DA, and then I'm gonna step it up to 320 on the DA. Keep in mind, this is just kind of my way of doing it. There's a lot of other guys out there that I'm sure do it in a different way. This is just how I like to metal finish my hammers. I just like to step it up. There's probably better ways. There's probably other products out there that they could polish this faster, but this is how I do it, and you can do it too. All right, 320 grit. You can see that the shine on the hammers, they're super smooth. I mean, honestly, this is probably as far as most of us need to go. I'm gonna take them to full polish just to show you how I would take them to full polish. And it's just nice to have shiny things sometimes. But that's it for using the DA. I'm pretty sure that you can get stickets for the DA that would take you a little bit further, but I'm going to hand finish these from now on, using wet sanding and then using a powered polishing wheel, whatever I can't think this morning. Anyway, they are all nice and shiny now. Yeah, they're looking pretty good. Let it focus there for a second. It's choosing to focus on me, not the hammer. Okay, I'll do some B-roll. Okay, next up, hand wet sanding of all these hammers, and then we'll get to some polishing. Okay, I'm a liar. I did buy 400 grit, so I am going to DA the 400 grit, and then I'm gonna jump to 600 by hand. Okay. You can see that those scratches are coming out. Now when I look at the hammer, I can see, this may or may not focus, I can't see the camera right now, but hopefully it will. And now I've got a directional grain to my sanding. And some polishing guys have messaged me in the past too, and they've said, well, why don't you just polish when you get to 320 grit? There's aggressive polishing compounds out there. And yeah, there are. I don't know how it would work on a hammer, maybe because it's a harder material, but I've done that with like aluminum, things like that, where I've gotten lazy. I didn't go all the way to 1000 grit or whatever, and basically it takes longer for you to polish it. Yeah, you can do it. There are aggressive enough compounds for polishing to dig out, 320 grit sand scratches, but they're so aggressive that it kind of puts a wave. It softens it. It's not sharp anymore, if that makes sense. For a hammer, it's a hard material, and it's hard to get your sand scratches out of. So like if you're really pressing on it on a wheel that's spinning and you're trying to be aggressive, it's probably making a slight wave in it, and that's just why I don't do it. Here's a little tiny story to reiterate my point. We used to get our chroming done by Superior Chrome. They're a local chrome shop. I believe they've closed down now. And by looking at a piece, you can't really tell how polished it is. There's this one time when we needed to strip powder coat off these hubs on a motorcycle, and we did that, and he asked me to prep them for chrome, and I said, okay. So I went to my lathe and I did this. I went all the way to 2000 grit, actually, which is a little far. 1000 would have been fine, which is what we're gonna do today. But they're aluminum, and I went to 1000 grit, and I get a call from Superior Chrome saying, holy crap, did you prep these? And I said, yeah. And he's like, how did you prep them? I said, I don't know. Like I was like 20 years old at the time. Like I just figured that made sense. So I spun them up on a lathe, and I went, 80 grit, 120 grit. We had a painter next door, so I got all the steps all the way up and made them really smooth. And he's like, all I had to do is just touch it with my polisher, and it was perfect. It was ready for chrome. Not only did it save a little bit of, I guess, hours on the chrome end, it's hours in my end, but basically he was talking about the little holes that were in this motorcycle hub, how he didn't have to press the polisher onto it because a polisher grabs inside of little holes and it kind of softens them out. So he personally was telling me that's how he would do it if he wanted to keep everything crispy, so that the polisher doesn't. It's kind of a long story to reiterate my point, but that is why I do it. I just go all the way to 1000 grit, and then it's less time on the polisher, and it comes out exactly how it is. You don't distort any of the surfaces by pressing on it with a harsh polishing compound, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go to 1000 grit now. There's a couple of these hammers that have a couple of little deep ones in it, but you'll see when I'm done. It's going to be really, really nice. Yeah, we're going to go to 1000 grit, do the same thing, and then we're going to polish them up, and show you what a polished body hammer looks like that used to look like garbage. All right, my hammers are looking good. They're all shiny now, check that out. These hammers turned out wicked. It doesn't take long to polish them, as you saw, because we did all that legwork of getting it up to 1,000 grit with the sandpaper. Obviously, you saw the little bit of B-roll there. They're all looking super, super polished. This is the giveaway hammer. This is a Proto 1427 cross peen hammer. It's a nice vintage body hammer, and I'm just gonna give it away to one of you guys. I don't need two. I was lucky enough to score, you know, this at a garage sale a really long time ago, which is the exact same hammer as this one. And I've just had that one longer, so it's more part of me than this one. So I haven't even used this one, but it's the same hammer. So I polished it beautifully for you, for whoever you are. Ladies, gentlemen, this could be yours. All you gotta do is just comment on the video. It kind of helps push the video a little bit further to more people by a comment, as you guys know, so that'd help me out a bit. And wherever you are in the world, I will ship this to you free of charge. Just get a hold of me, tell me your address, and we'll go from there. If I call your name on this thing, I'm gonna do the draw a week. We'll give it a week. We try and do a midweek video and a weekend video. This video is gonna come out on a weekend, so the following weekend I will announce who's gonna get this hammer. So make sure you get in the comments and just say something nice, or don't say something nice. I'll even give it to you if you say something not nice. That's fine. Anyway, giveaway hammer. That's how you refinish bodywork hammers. It's the same thing for dollies. I was gonna do some dollies too, but to be honest, I've got so many dollies, I'm gonna do those in a big kind of batch as well. So I just did the hammers this time, and like you saw, we just keep stepping up those grits. You make sure that you sand the scratches out from your previous grit before you move to the next grit, and just work at it that way. And then just a little bit, I'm using, I didn't mention it, but I'm using green polishing compound. There's all sorts of different colors. This is, I'm not a polishing expert, but the white ones I like to use on aluminum, that's what it says. The green ones are more for harder metals like steel, stainless steel. So I use the green. I know that you could go coarser as well, but just with the green, I mean, it polished it up perfectly fast. If anybody out there, I know there's a lot of guys that know more than I do about this stuff, and they occasionally give a little bit of tips and stuff. I love learning in the comments too, so if you've got a suggestion for me that would make this easier for when I do my batch of dollies, please let me know. Thanks a lot for watching Make It Custom. Don't forget to like, click subscribe, hit notifications, and just have a great week, everybody. Thank you very, very much for sticking with us. Take care. We'll catch you on the next one.